يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها.
The Taliban hit center stage this year in August when they took control of Afghanistan effortlessly. We all remember the absolute desperation of the Afghan people when religion took over their country. Some would rather take their chances clinging to the side of a C-17 for hours at 30,000 feet than live under Taliban Sharia law. In this video, you'll hear 5 reasons why U.S. citizens should be terrified of the Taliban right now. This was just 4 months ago.
They're just chanting death to America, but they seem friendly at the same time.
One of the first things the Taliban did after they overtook Afghanistan was chant death to America. So the first reason U.S. citizens should be terrified of the Taliban today is the Taliban attacked their enemies. The Taliban has already attempted to kill U.S. citizens on U.S. soil with a car bomb in Times Square, New York City in 2010.
Police say they've found what appears to be an improvised explosive device
on
in
a warm
Times
Saturday
Square.
night. The streets packed with New Yorkers, tourists, and theatergoers. The bomb scare forced the evacuation of thousands of people.
Thousands of New Yorkers and visitors told to
evacuated
leave.
buildings and cleared streets of thousands of tourists around New York City's Times
Taliban
Square.
have a long history of attacking civilians and Westerners when they feel like their progress and ideology is threatened. The second reason is we won't let them have their money. As religion drives the nation of Afghanistan into the ground, people are starting to get hungry. There are no jobs, banks are restricting withdrawals, and the Taliban is running out of money. The economy has been reduced to selling personal belongings and even daughters to old men in order to eat. In the midst of this horror and destitution brought on by the Taliban, on August 17th of this year, 2021, the United States froze all Afghan assets in the Afghan central bank. And this is money, mind you, that the Taliban feels entitled to and that they desperately need right now. We, the United States, hold the majority of those funds from the Afghanistan central bank, that $9.5 billion with a B, billion dollars in our U.S. Federal Reserve Bank in New York. This is directly inhibiting Taliban progress and makes us an even greater enemy. The third reason is that the Taliban is supported by al-Qaeda. In the 90s, the religious group responsible for the 9/11 attacks, al-Qaeda, swore a sacred oath of allegiance to the Taliban called a bay'ah, which has been renewed several times since. In this bay'ah, al-Qaeda acknowledges the leader of the Taliban as the supreme leader of the faithful, in essence pledging subordination to the Taliban. These radical murderers, al-Qaeda, are still bound by bay'ah to the Taliban. On April 30th, 2021, 2 al-Qaeda operatives emphasized the United States was their enemy in a CNN interview, saying, quote, "War against the U.S. will be continuing on all other fronts," unquote, until they are expelled from the, quote, Islamic world. In 2018, the Council on Foreign Relations estimated that there were about 38,000 active al-Qaeda militants ready and eager to wage holy war in the name of Allah. Forbes reported their collective annual income to be $300 million. The fourth reason is they think we broke the Doha Agreement. The Taliban has recently accused the U.S. of breaking the Taliban-U.S. Doha Agreement by flying drones over Afghanistan airspace after withdrawing our troops.
You've warned of consequences.
They deemed this as a, quote, violation of territorial integrity.
It is a blatant and a clear violation. It is against the commitments that the United States of America made in the Doha Agreement.
So the problem is, if they don't feel like we are holding up to our side of the agreement, then we have no confidence that they will uphold their side of the agreement, which in this case of the Doha Agreement is to prevent al-Qaeda from operating in Taliban-occupied regions. If the Taliban allows al-Qaeda to operate within Taliban-occupied regions, breaking their side of the Doha Agreement, it poses a greater risk to the United States and its allies. The fifth reason we should be terrified of the Taliban today is they are supported by China. In September, China, our most notable rival and perhaps the most powerful country on the planet, promised to give $31 million in aid to Afghanistan and vocalized its support of the newly established government there.
You have expressed interest in China coming to Afghanistan and investing money.
The last thing we want is anti-American Islamic extremists bankrolled and reinforced by a country as powerful and as adversarial as China. This all results in a situation which is quite troubling, one in which the Taliban grows more powerful with violent, radical, and wealthy allies, all while the United States is magnified as their biggest enemy. These are definitely some things to think about. This is all unfolding as we speak. It'll be interesting to see what occurs in the future with Afghanistan, al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and China. If you enjoyed this video at all, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on videos like this in the future. And if you would like to support the channel, visit the Patreon, and I will see you on the next one.